Hello everyone, this is Father the Everchosen, bringing you a new Balthazar Gelt campaign on the Mortal Empires map for Total War Warhammer 2. We're playing on hard, and we're just going to jump right in, taking Balthazar over here to take on Grotzlik. So jumping in here, Balthazar starts with the great swords, the outriders, and this mortar, and then just those are his iconic units, and then he gets a sword, a spear, and a crossbow. Let's see if we can gamble. I am running the beta right now. What is that? Patch 1.9.2. I didn't gain any more. I think the Winds of Magic gambling is still broken. It might not be. I'm hoping it's not. Put our outriders just off to the side here. And that's perfect.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Alright. And we're jumping in right away. Let's have this mortar fire on the Gobble Archers. Lost the unit model, not too bad. And we should just start doing pretty hefty amounts of damage. Anything that's overshooting the Goblin Archers is going to go right over onto the spears. My Outriders should be fine against these spiders, at least for right this moment. We're going to help them out with some Searing Doom. I am running, I think, 19 mods, I think. Running a skill point mod, running GCCM, all three of them, the main mod, the custom assets, and the, what's the other one? Oh, the unique capitals.
At speed. Yes, General.
On top of that, I'm running Clear Skies, obviously the modding framework that you have to run for some of these. All my mods will be listed down below if I miss anything, which I'm sure I will. Alright, let's take these crossbows and start shooting Grotzlik. How's that right? Not doing as well. Let's give him a little more help, some more Searing Doom over here. Yeah, let's just keep moving. And that's probably going to be our best bet at this point, to keep them alive. Balthazar should be fine here against Grotzlik. We've got our swordsmen and our great swords here. Let's move the great swords to attack Grotzlik.
Sigmar commands.
Alright, let's get some more shots off that away. So the game plan so far for this campaign will be to unite the Empire, and I think wondering if I should ally with Bretonnia or not. Obviously, allying with Bretonnia makes the campaign easier. I think we will try. We'll try to attack Bretonnia. I think that'll be the most fun use. Would be to engage in combat with them. Try to make an alliance with the Wood Elves. And of course, I have Force Confederation on, so if I did have to go to war with somebody like Karl Franz, which I would probably only do if I was in danger of losing him outright. But I got away. Which actually might be better in the end, that he got away with no health versus getting away and having a a new general come in with full health if I can't chase him down. But I think we're going to try to stick each episode right around 15 to 20 turns. Obviously, later in the series, that will make those episodes considerably longer. And this episode may be one of the longest, only because the beginning turns tick by so fast. All right, let's get some diplomacy going. Averland, non-aggression pact.
You come in peace on this fine mark tag.
Payments, offer a payment of 500.
As you say, sir.
All right, good. We got non-aggression with Marius. I would like to get Marius on board.
I am ready. Are
So
you?
2 skill points. We'll grab Route Marcher and Searing Doom. Start working the magic line and the blue line right away. We'll just auto-resolve that.
Move.
We got Apprentice Wizard, increasing our magic by 20. I have the extended skill traits mod on. I like that it really does change how the game is played. And it's nice because it gives access to that to everybody. So even your opponents
Yes.
will eventually have really strong units.
Do not
I have
waste
tier
my
4
potential.
settlements on. So we will be getting some pretty decent units. Or we'll be able to get pretty good units throughout because we're going to have access to most buildings throughout every province. Fort Sol will get attacked. I'll be able to hold that against Vicious. Alright. So it should be probably... Council of Burgomeisters, increase the trade. We don't have trade right now, but that growth will help increase Fort Sol quicker, and then the trade will help, eventually. So, probably our first conquest will be to take out the goblins here, Steingart, and then go back to Karakir. Excuse me. There will be quite a few battles here at Fort Sol, but it is I do like the forts. I think when Game 3 comes around with sieges being changed, we're going to see some very interesting things. Certain places really do need to be altered, like Blackfire Pass. You should not be able to use the underway to get through Blackfire Pass, and if you try to get through Blackfire Pass, it should be a nightmarish scenario.
Missiles at the ready.
I'm gonna put my crossbows up on the wall.
Crossbows ready, General.
The crossbows up on the wall will activate the 2 towers. The towers will get to fire. The crossbows will all fire. And then we'll just set up down here. Come on, spears.
The
Grab
Empire
spears.
is yours. For Heldenhammer.
Grab our great swords.
By Ulrich's wrath.
And then just double line everything.
For Heldenhammer. The Empire endures.
And
Range and
everything
target.
needs to be put on guard mode
Crossbowmen.
so that we're not chasing things
Ready
down.
for war.
Alright, and we'll start.
Fire.
You need to target the boars.
Crossbow ready, General.
And yeah, obviously the boars can't get in until the gate would be broken, but I'd rather have
Take
them
aim.
gone
Take aim.
early doors.
We obey.
And then as soon as they get to the walls, I'll pull the crossbows down, have 2 set up on each of the sides. That's, I mean, it's I guess a cheesy tactic, but it's the tactic that, you would use.
Cannons fire.
if you were defending this this fort. All right, let's go ahead. Why did the gate just open?
Ready to fire! Crossbowmen! At
Put you
speed!
guys back.
Taking position!
All right, they're trying to get on the walls now. Should be able to get off pretty quickly. Their boars are pretty heavily damaged. Their orcs are quite savaged as well.
Listen up!
Let's put everybody in defensive so nobody's chasing anything down. But this ultimately, you know, if you've ever played this
For the twin tail
battle map, you know, it's very heavily weighted in your favor, and only gets more and more so. There are certain foes that could challenge you, but not this early army. We're gonna slow it down just for a sec, just to admire some of the, you know, the hard work that goes into these. There's a celestial observatory way up there. You've got probably another celestial observatory there. There's just so many cool things around. You really wish, though, like especially if they do introduce Blackfire Pass, like there should be just like stationary cannons that just fire already. All right, we're gonna fast forward it.
Steady, man!
Should be doing all right. Mortar's racking up some kills slowly but surely. Let's start firing on Vicious. Firing straight down the middle now. And we'll get our Empire Captain engaged here with Vicious. Alright, let's start firing along here. And we'll slow it down.
The Empire endures!
Nope, you guys should have been on
Warhammer steel!
guard mode so you weren't running around like crazy people. Looking in here, you got Siegfried Firth Fiddler against Vicious Gobsmith. Got some great swords around here. Very pretty game. I'm still, you know, for as long as I've had this new computer of mine, I'm still so used to seeing the graphics of just
Guide our fire!
garbage tier graphics.
Gate troops! Ready! Understood!
And we'll just rack up as many losses or as many kills as we can. Get a little more experience. Alright, probably one more volley from our mortar. That works for me. Close victory. The crossbows, you know, doing their job. I lost 93 and they lost 558. That was close in their eyes, I guess. But we'll see quite a few battles here. If it gets to be an extreme, if you leave a comment down below saying, yeah, I understand you're gonna, you know, you'll end up holding the, we're gonna take the money because the replenishment doesn't really bother me right this second. If we fight here, you know, over and over and over and over again, I may eventually just cut those battles in editing, unless something interesting happens, you know, epic victory or a crushing defeat when I shouldn't have suffered one. But short of that, if we're fighting there, you know, a million times, there's no reason to watch it every time. I'm going to try not to auto-resolve too often, but, you know, that battle wasn't going to be anything.
Let us begin.
So, let's grab Iron Disciplinarian. Alright, we're making money. Building browser, Filedorf. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3, 4, 5. So then we'd have 2 spaces open. One for walls and one for the barracks. We'll just keep the barracks here. There's no reason not to. At least not right this moment. We'll grab the rally field there.
I am ready. Are you?
That's kind of why I like the tier 4 settlements, because you don't really have to pick. I know it makes it a little easier in some regards, but why would you not be able to build, certain buildings in the smaller cities? Like I get it with certain things, the cavalry building. Obtain iron. All right, let's see. You have recently become privy to a huge financial debt that exists between 2 imperial states. Elector Count Theodoric Gausser of Nordland had illicitly secured a large loan of unaccounted gold, secretly withdrawn from the state treasury of Ostland. Though there was a gentleman's agreement to pay back the loan over a reasonable timeline, Ostland has now decided to call on the entire debt without warning or reason, demanding it be paid back in full immediately. The 2 states have asked you to secretly help arbitrate this dispute without bringing its attention to other electors. What action will you take? Well, I think I'm going to side with Nordland, only because Nordland is closer than Ostland, and they're both 5 and 5. I am going to try to keep the peace as best I can throughout. You got Nordland here, and you got Ostland here. I guess take your pick, but my goal will be probably to take Averland, Westland, Reichland, Stirland, and then go up and take Midland and Nordland. Try to secure this side, because I'm sure the vampires are going to ravage this. You already see Vlad here in Grenstadt.
You summon me.
Which, I think I'm going to have to go back towards Karakirn. I think that's the better option. We'll grab another Free Company militia and a bunch of archers. And just try to keep our army large. Just continuously try to take territory. That's going to be our best bet. Alright. Let's fight the Black Venom tribe. Once again. Nogdrad Nexatas. I do like these semi-bridge battles. They're not as easy as the old Med 2 bridge battles, where it's a single bridge. You still have to defend, this or that, but
Black powder blessed.
it's really not that challenging.
Great swords.
I'll put most of my troops here. I'll keep these spears.
Free company.
And let's advance these guys to basically the limit. So we'll have these 3 units. Obviously the crossbows have the greatest range, but we can push these guys pretty much all the way up. And then they can fire, and then as they're retreating, they're covered by fire.
Outriders.
Put our outriders over here, and Balthazar can stand right here. Start the battle. Fast forward. So seeing as they're attacking me, okay, we're going to put everybody on guard mode. They should still retreat. Alright. So, even with hard, a lot of the time the opponent, or the AI is still very dumb. Very dumb. 3 units, but a devastating barrage from my mortar. Taking 6, but dealing quite a bit of damage.
Sigma calls.
So hopefully we can take Karakirn relatively quickly. And in doing so, secure that iron. Let's try to fire at least once more. Start pulling back.
Yes, sir.
Park yourself right.
Ready to engage. Fight for France. Cannon fire.
By my will alone.
Not too bad.
They'll never move
All right.
again.
We are a
That'll be
Venom
good.
team.
Nice searing doom coming through here. Littering the ground with some orc bodies.
Free company.
Alright.
To
We'll
battle.
retreat behind.
Go.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
My helmet's rock.
Four spears over a little more. Not too terribly worried about it right this second. I need you to... Alright. Tunnel skills cut off. We'll move them around a little better.
Yes, General.
Now we'll fire on them instead.
Outriders. To battle. In range.
What?
No need. Nice little searing doom there.
I am master of Shabbat.
Missile infantry.
And now we'll just fire on the board. Shouldn't be too bad. Alright. Outriders, get out of there. Just go all the way back to map at this point. We need to keep you alive. Too valuable unit.
Stop. Feel my fire.
Helmet Discord drop in there.
Yes, General. Sir. For
Quick
the Emperor.
boys.
Bring it
You.
down.
Move you
Quickly.
guys out. Doing better now. Shouldn't be too much more. Need to be building. Finally take these guys out. Gelt's got plenty of magic left.
Missile infantry.
And he's quite healthy. So I'm not
Free company.
really worried. Fast forward yet again. Let these guys stay on the hook. Oh, just devastating.
Outriders.
I am supreme.
What do we got? Power reserves. Oh, still so crazy high. That's a good thing about getting Hedge Wizard, like, right out the gate. You know, that plus 20. It's just
We
incredible.
serve the Emperor. Understood.
And route. Yeah, and he's gone.
Outriders.
Alright.
Ready
We'll
for
keep
war.
Gelt walking.
Take
Yep,
the
keep
ground.
walking. Switch to melee. Just start charging everybody
By
down.
my will alone.
For the twin-tailed comet. Conditions acceptable. Yes, my lord.
And we're just gonna keep
Formation march.
killing them as best we can. Get as many kills. Watch how Williams can be. Just launching orcs.
Go.
Alright. Fast forward. Keep you guys moving. Point and kill. Alright, we'll end it there. 35 compared to 746. Perfect. Getting chevrons up on all the units. You know, Free Company Militia being able to chase down at the end, racking up that 148. Most of it retreating units, but, you know, every dead retreating unit, you know, it's not as impactful, again, as some of the older games. You know, you see me play Med 2, and every single unit killed is a detriment. And this, I mean, you know, in 2 turns, those Goblin Archers will be back to full. But when you can chase down the units still, you know, just still helpful. Alright, we're up to 5. I do have the additional legendary artifacts. So we've got Gloves of Midas here. Midas was one of the most famous magister alchemists who dedicated his life to discovering the means of true transmutation. He created a pair of powerful gloves to help protect him from his dangerous experiments. It gives Balthazar 5 armor, 10 magic resistance, 10 ward save, gives him regeneration, and it gives him -2 final transmutation. Obviously I'm going to take that, and then the Sword of Imbued Winds, I'll probably end up taking that once I have somebody that can take over the mantle of Elector Count here. Because though Grudge Settler is a good weapon, Grudge Settler is much better for a melee lord, and Balthazar Gelt is no melee
By the
lord.
comet.
Dead.
Step to
I don't
it.
know how those goblins got 44
Do
kills,
not
but
waste my potential.
alright. Kirakirn, besieged. We'll besiege it
Ulrich's
for a few
will.
turns. No reason not to at this point. But we're definitely going to want another lord. But what are we going to want? Are we going to want a general of the Empire? Well, let's go through. Monster Hunter's good. Monster Tracker, meh. Fleet-footed's not terrible. But that Strider ends up losing its meaning once we're up in the air. But then speed will be helpful. Immune to Psych and Leadership. Strong. Too bad he's an archer. We're going to go with Maternus Suthernhoff.
I serve Sigma.
Alright, Maternus. Let's give you the Helm of Discord, the Biting Blade. And we'll start recruiting some units for you. We'll grab 2 spearmen with shields, 2 crossbows, 2 swordsmen. That'll probably be most of my money. We'll hold off on those last 2 for now. Looking here at Kirakirn, Kerak Engazar is held by the dwarves of Kirakirn. Migdal von Brock is unheld. Who likes us?
All right.
Aberlin, can we
It
get...
is good to
Nope,
see.
I don't know why.
Ready in these dark times. We should
Non-aggression
stand
pact,
together.
payment offer. Again, let's give you 500.
Never.
Alright, Beligar, I don't know why. Beligar, lore-wise, would take any help and any money that he could solicit, just so that he could help, could help him get Carricate Peaks back. And I don't think he would be opposed to taking help from the Empire. If it was maybe the Border Princes, it might be a little different, but not the Empire. I don't think he would
Protector
give.
of the weak. Moving out.
Give a
True
care.
servant of Sigma.
All right, we'll keep Maternus
Sigmarite
Suthernhoff here.
Arch-Lector.
Vicious is recovering
No
slowly.
peace. Just war.
I'm gonna wait until I get that tower.
I shall be victorious.
Tithe rebates will be done next turn. Start gaining more in the way of growth. But we are going to have to wrap up our fight against Kirakirn. Or against the, what is it? The Black Venom tribe? Yeah, Black Venom tribe. Alright, let's make sure we want local militia. No. I think we'd rather have volley fire. 12 turns. Get our archers
I
up
am the supreme
into a better
patriarch.
position.
Here to serve.
I wish I had a bigger army, then I could actually strike out at Vicious.
What orders? Ever vigilant.
Fine, we'll
My
send you back to
journey
Valor.
begins.
Get you some archer boys. And some bam. No, we'll grab some basic swordsmen. And that'll be strong enough for now. Maybe not to give Vicious chase just yet. But definitely to go and protect ourselves from Vlad. Especially with Steingart. With their garrison. Should be fine.
Praise be to Sigma.
Can I strike out at Vlad, actually?
My words
No,
are
that's not what I wanted. What does
the
it only
world
look like?
will drown in blood.
The only thing I'm worried
Champion
about...
of the faith.
Actually, we'll wait one more turn, because then Steingart's garrison will get better. Its garrison will go from 3 spears and 2 swords to 2 spears with shields, 2 swords, and 2 crossbows. The crossbows are really what's going to help there.
By the comet.
Alright, let's hit Carrick here. I love how they're favoring them so heavily. We should be more than fine to take them on. That's pretty. I've never fought here with the custom battle maps. This should be interesting. Hopefully they take some inspiration when they're redoing the sieges. You know, I look at a battle map like this, and I say, this could be a siege. You know, I think there should be more towers inside since this is a dwarf settlement, but I just feel like there's so much empty space a lot of the time on the outside of these sieges that it doesn't make any sense.
I am supreme.
Alright, back up. We'll grab our... Alright, all you guys drop your equipment. Spears. I'll have you guys take... Where is that? Spears. Well, if the spears go right up the middle. There we go. Have our mortars set up back here. They can fire on anybody at the walls. We'll have some archers going on this side. Some archers here. Crossbows here.
Ready for war.
God, towers are suck on this battle map. Which is nice. Like, this is, like, dwarves would defend even better than this, but at least this good. Alright. Let's position you guys there. Free company. You guys can run forward about part of there. And that's, I guess, is good. Yeah.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Take the ground. Great swords. Swordsmen for Heldenhammer.
Let's get our archers up on the walls.
Missiles ready to battle. Water.
That should be able to fire there. But, you know, the multiple layers of defense to be able to fire out, you know, this is... I think the garrisons need to not have as small a cap either. I think the garrisons should be able to be up to, you know, especially for a place like Alton or Kerakadrin, like, you know, those should have 40 to 50 stacks at the highest level with walls. You know, it should be hard. It should be almost impossible to take those cities. I think it would just make it more enjoyable. I mean, obviously they're not ranked up units or anything like that, but let's get you guys up on the walls. Okay, Gelt. You can drop that scene, get them right in there. But this is perfect, you know. Put, you know, if you're a dwarf player, you put Iron Drakes, or, you know, Skulder Guard or something, firing right down. There should be 2 gates that you gotta break through too. You know, of course, only gonna make things more challenging, but I guess, isn't that what we want? Don't you want things to be challenging? Alright, get up there on the walls.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Crossbows, start shooting at those orc boys instead. Gelt, are you having triple pathfinding, bud? Oh, no. You found out how to do it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes in Game 3. How everything looks at the end. You know, I have a feeling that we're going to be pleasantly surprised. And that things are going to look beautiful. That we're gonna get things to feel the way that they should. You know, I know that obviously, you know, the modding community has done such an excellent job in making these cities feel more like they should. But at the same time, I feel like the base game should be doing that. Especially when it comes to things like the big capital cities.
Spot us the target!
Let's move
We are Sigma's
you guys there,
heirs.
and let's have you guys just rush straight for the center. It's a slow grind. Oh, ball.
Free company!
Kill him.
Hammer! For
That's probably
Marine
why.
Steel!
That's skirmish mode.
Withdraw!
But places like Altdorf, you know, there should be a wizard in every college, or there should be bound spells on the city for those colleges. You know, they're not just gonna let Altdorf fall. There should be the Imperial Dragon from the Imperial Zoo. There should be,
The Empire
you know,
is
just
yours! Swordsman!
very strong things coming to support you.
Shields up! Spearmen!
Get in there, and let's just fast forward against at this point. Just gonna have Gelt continuously rain Searing Dooms down. Alright, let's fire on them. These archers are gonna get into the center, which will give us a direct line. You know, Karakadrin should have, you know, cannons up on the sides that are firing the whole time. You know, you should have to take multiple banner armies to take a place like Karakadrin.
For the Empire!
Corone should be defended heavily, and they should make it like, you know, Bretonia is a cavalry nation. It should have its streets able to, you know, accommodate cavalry charges.
Ready to fire! No lingering! Shields up! For Heldenhammer!
Seriously, you cannot fire over the wall? Okay, then just stay there and don't get killed. I know this is a pretty long battle, so I'm tempted to cut at this point. We're just going to fast forward, and hopefully this will go a little quicker. Get in there, Gelt. Alright, keep going. Keep going. These poor archers are gonna get just annihilated. They knew what they signed up for, though. So, I don't know. Those are my thoughts for the time being. Certain places should be interesting. You know, I mean, again, all the faction capitals should be incredibly challenging to take. Certain places, I guess, I would say more than others. Karakadrin, Altdorf should definitely be really challenging to take. Nagaroth, Lothern should be, I mean, all of these. And then, you know, not to mention the Lizardmen cities. I mean, you should almost just take damage by being in them. Just because of all the snakes and the poisonous insects and the magic that's just everywhere. I think certain lizardmen units really need a rework too. Not that they're bad, but like, you know, Temple Guard, at least in my mind, should be unbreakable.
I am ready.
Which would make them crazy powerful. And I think maybe you would want to lower their unit models. But I mean, that's kind of their mandate, is to be that, you know, just unbreakable, you know, stalwart guardians. Alright. If Vlad doesn't attack this next turn, I will attack Vlad. Nope, he jumped back over. Would have been nice to be able to attack him and get him taken out early. Alright. This army is... No, I mean, it's bigger. I don't know if I would necessarily call it better. Same tactic. And like I said, you know, this will be the second Fort Soul battle this episode. So if we get to a third battle, I will probably just cut it because like it's boring. You know, at least on the field I can do maneuvers and stuff like that. There's not maneuvering here. Alright, set you guys up here.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Alright, set you guys these.
Crossbows ready, General. Ready to fire.
Wonder if it would be better to get all of the towers active. Yeah, I think I can.
Missiles at the ready.
I think so. Alright. All you guys need to listen to me. And this time I think we're going to set up a little different here.
The Empire endures.
We're going to have our spears right there in the front. And we'll have the great swords embedded in
Ready
them.
for war.
And then we'll just keep our swords.
The
At
Empire
least, I think
endures.
2 of the swords in reserve. I think this time,
Of the Empire.
even though it's going to lessen the number of people up there, I do think I should defend the mortar this time. Yeah, because if this group gets, you know, destroyed, we're probably already at that point have lost. All right. Let's start firing.
Crossbow ready, General. Take
Doesn't really matter,
aim.
just fire at something.
By Ulrich's wrath. Bring it down. Ready for war. Armed and ready.
Group down. Alright.
Mortar. Fire.
Alright. Pull you guys back first. Pull you guys back now.
Crossbowman.
You missed. Alright, let's pull you guys back now.
Go. Sigmar.
You guys will all put on guard mode. Alright, they got fired on from something.
Don't miss fire.
What, I can't really say at this point. The mortar doesn't have a lot of kills just yet. Which is unfortunate. We really need everybody to start moving a little bit faster. But if we can drop mortar shells right into this pocket here. No, we didn't. Unfortunately.
Take your targets.
This side I'm not too concerned about just yet. We really need our crossbows to get into gear though, so I'm gonna speed it up. That front line is on defensive. Alright, just stand there and die. God, we're not making anything in the way of kills. Play.
Missile troops! Large!
7 for 4s.
Take aim!
4s.
Yes, my lord! Crossbowmen!
Fight.
Launch!
Shoot at something. That's all I need. That's all I require.
Ulrich's wrath! Loaded, sir!
Yeah, this one I'm not overly confident about. Especially now that my mortars are dropping right on top of my archers. Some of them are dropping in just perfectly, but not enough to feel comfortable with where they were
Crossbow
falling.
ready, General!
At this point, if we could take Vicious out,
State troops ready! At speed!
we'll be right there.
At speed! Swordsman!
Put you in
Shields
defensive
up!
mode.
Mortar! Strike that machine! Armed and ready! Take aim! Fire!
As long as they don't start landing on top of my men, we should be fine. As long as those mortars fall where they are.
Sigma
And then we
guides
start
us!
changing targets.
Sigma guide our fire!
All of you guys fire on Turd Cracktooth. I wish that was my name.
Yes, sir.
Turd. You turd. I just. Alright, we got Savage Orcs coming up this side. They're very tired. By the time they get up here, they're going to engage in very eager troops that are that really want to be killing some stuff. First Fiddler's in there, trying to take on Vicious. Beautiful mortar shots falling down, just perfect.
Crossbowmen!
Alright, fire on them, I guess.
Shoot! Awaiting orders! Sigma! Guide our fire!
As long as these keep falling right in here, just, I mean, the mortars, 89 kills, 100 kills, 106 kills, and it's damaging their leadership. First Fiddler, unfortunately, they got both Vicious and Cracktooth in there, and that's gonna be too much for my men. Still hoping. I mean, unfortunately for me, they're only sending one thing over here to take the mortar out. Which is kind of odd.
At the ready! Sigma
We really
guide
need
our
to take
fire!
out that.
Crossbowmen!
Spears have dropped. Back.
For Sigma!
Good for me.
Fire! Ready ammunition!
Alright, fire there. They're both pretty wounded, which is good for me. Okay.
Spearmen!
Let's get these spears back in. And that might spell our doom. We're gonna hope. Because they're still taking, they're just taking a beating. Vicious is not long for this world, I don't think. If I can get, alright, that's their wah, gone.
By Ulrich's wrath!
Alright, we got their archers gone.
Yes, my lord! Fire!
That's getting to be too dangerous.
For the
I'm not gonna
twin
fire there
tail
anymore.
trumpet!
Start firing on these fresh Savage Orcs. Alright,
Swordsman! At speed!
I guess we're gonna move our swordsmen here. They're gonna try to take the center, which they're gonna be unsuccessful in that.
Crossbowman!
I don't know, we might pull this off.
Bring it down!
Skin of our teeth.
Launch!
Alright, let's hope.
My orders
Back
stand!
you up.
Go!
We really need Vicious to drop. Once he drops, or if he drops, he can't.
Prepare for combat!
That mortar, MVP, 279 kills. Crossbow's doing great. I don't know. Vicious, die. Please. Please just die. Please, could you just, could you die? Get these crossbows in there. Alright, Vicious is dead. Alright, we're going to defend that center. Keep firing. Unfortunately, now they've got guys coming around the sides. The mortar's got one shot left. Alright, let's move everybody back to the center. That's about all I can do. Screw it. Alright, get up there. Nope, nope.
Ready for war!
Okay, we'll keep our crossbows here. Up there. I don't know. We got this one mortar shell. Let's see where it's gonna go. If it's gonna. All right, there was one doing some damage. Two doing some damage. Just not enough. Okay, get up there. Okay, he's dead. Get up there. Okay, they've lost both their lords. Now we just need to get up there in time to do anything. Let's fire in there.
Listen up.
And we'll just fast forward now. Boop. Boop. Take on those 7 orcs crossbows. Alright, these swordsmen are surrounded. Don't keep coming up here, you silly. Yeah. I had no words. Engage over there. Crossbows. Oh, come on. This is the only thing that I really don't like about the harder difficulties, is that I'm going to lose more than likely. But they have no lord. They're confident for some reason. So they're sitting at 47 leadership. Lord dead. Damage sustained. Very tired. But their base value is just so high. Difficulty modifiers +4. Which, I don't know. It always feels like it's a lot higher than +4. I can tell you that. And even though I took out, 90% of their army, their massive army. Alright, crossbow pull away. Valiant defeat and battle. So they lost 1,352 men. I lost just over half of that. That mortar almost racked up 300 kills. They lost both their lords. And that's the thing, army losses don't trigger as quickly. I don't know. That's why I don't typically play on the harder difficulties. I play on normal, but that's the thing. Like, the difference between hard and normal is like the difference between somebody holding your hand the entire way and losing things that, should be a lot more solid of a victory. Like,
You summon me.
Greenskins are not known for their valor in holding the line.
I am the supreme
But
patriarch.
when it comes to just a slightly harder difficulty, oh yeah, they'll hold till the cows come home. Because of course, why wouldn't they? I don't know. Just gripes. Luckily it wasn't like Fildorf or anything like that. Vlad came back. Now, if Vlad didn't recruit anything, alright. If Vlad didn't recruit anything, I will be set. I don't know how they give them a 50% chance to win. Or just slightly over a 50% chance to win. Alright. Mortar. And since they attacked me, I don't feel bad in kind of boxing up. That's what an intelligent person would do. Alright. Our crossbows right here.
Missiles will fly! What do you bid?
Fallen staff!
Outriders! Mortar!
Obey! No lingering!
Well, they just got blobs at this point. Should be fine for us. Don't toggle fire at will. I want you to fire a very specific target. Alright.
Yes!
If you want to just stand there, archers, that would be really cool.
Find the enemy!
Alright.
Take
There
the
we go. Should be fine now. Already losing oodles. Oodles and oodles. That physical resistance is the only thing that's really keeping them alive at this point. Direct mortar shot. No kills.
Yes!
My favorite.
Formation march!
But again,
Spearmen!
there it spears.
Go!
Advance a little more.
Formation march!
If I can keep my free couple
Yes, sir.
firing,
Quickly.
it will.
Taking position! Formation march! Cannons fire!
Take position! Armor melts!
Engage! Yes, my lord!
I am supreme!
Keep them on their toes.
We obey!
They'll just melt.
Free company! At your service!
Attack! I am master of shadow!
Swordsman!
Engage.
We serve
that
the
way.
Emperor! Take aim! On our way! Shadia protects us!
What?
Alright, so not too bad. Got the same dude there.
Feel my ire!
See, that's the thing, Gelt, even with pretty good items, is just, I mean, gonna be no match.
Ordnance ready! Fire! Shoot
Hey,
them!
Gelt, get out of there.
Find
Pain
your
me.
targets! We serve the Emperor! Finding range, sir! In range!
Move, Bounty. Back. Should be fine in the end. No armor for you.
They are using dark force!
Face no matching.
Armor melts!
Alright, you should be fine. Fast forward. Lord's dead. And see, as soon as their lord died, just like flies.
Emperor!
Just gone. Right away. Which for certain races, that's how it should be. You know, the dwarves, no, they wouldn't rout just because their lord died. They might, if anything, have more resolve to fight. No, don't turn that on. That's good enough. Men, depending on who died, you know, if the Grand Theogenist died, probably be pretty bad. Everybody'd probably rout. You know, I mean, that's the thing. Certain races, you take out their leader, and they should basically crumble away instantly. I mean, you take out the vampire count, Lord, and everything in their army crumbles away and disappears almost in an instant, unless they have another hero character there. Even certain units that, like, Blood Knights or vampires, why would they crumble? Alright. Midland has come under attack from Skaven in the region of Middenstag and are appealing to you for military assistance. Will you come to their defense and join them in battle, or leave them to fight their attackers alone? Well, I can't. Sorry. I wish I could. I wish I could help you. Sorry if you heard a bump there. I bumped my mic there. Alright. Pistol Corps. Ornery Orned.
The world
Vlad.
drown in blood.
True servant
Yeah,
of
we're gonna
Sigmar.
declare war.
Purge the heretics.
Yeah, the Blood Knights are gonna be scary. But I think I should be fine other than that. The Blood Knights are, you know, they're Blood Knights. They're a challenge. But everything else, I'm going to have 4 crossbows. You know, I will have enough range to be scary. Alright, let's set up a battle line here on like the bottom of this hill. Start battle. And our reinforcements will just be able to hop right in.
Keeping distance, sir. Moving now.
Crossbows behind.
Sigmar calls.
And we'll
Take
put
the ground.
these guys in front because why
For
not?
the twin
They're
tails
not as
coming.
important.
Spearmen. No lingering. Crossbowmen.
Perfect. Keep you guys moving.
Shields up.
And now see, the auto resolve said that I would be, you know, in excellent shape. But now it doesn't think as much. Alright, we'll just fast forward until they decide that they want to come and play.
We are Sigmar's heirs. Bring
They
it
want to take out
down.
the bigger, better.
Crossbows ready, General. The
Blood Knights.
Empire endures. No lingering. Formation, march to battle.
Alright. I guess he's just content to have his Blood Knights get shot to hell. But yeah, Blood Knights, if you look at them, you know, they're vampires. They should not crumble. Neither should, you know, Emmanuel Postner should not crumble. She is a vampire. Why would she crumble? There's no, the magic doesn't need to sustain her from the Lord. She sustains herself by being a vampire.
Sigmar commands. We are Sigmar's heirs.
Alright, this is a bit of a scrum.
Spearmen. We are
turn
Sigmar's
around.
heirs. Bring it down. We
It needs to
obey.
be done.
For the Empire! For the Warhammer! Ready for war! Sigmar!
A bit more.
Sigmar! Guide our fire! We serve the Emperor! Bring it down!
Alright. I think we're in a
Withdraw!
pretty good position right now. Like, same for the fact that
Hail Sigmar!
just
No lingering!
scram.
With haste! What do you mean?
You silly salad.
Find your targets! Spearmen!
Nope. You guys pull back.
Formation!
Fuck Jason now. Oh, excuse my language.
By
Do
Ulrich's
try
drop!
not to,
Whippers at the ready! Ready!
It makes it easier to market yourself as a family-friendly person. Alright, fast forward yet again. Get in there, take out Postner. Alright. Dingle dang it. Probably not going to be the most beautiful battle you've ever seen, but there it is. And Vlad crumbled. See, and that's the thing. Like, Vlad is a vampire. Why is he crumbling? He's not. His magic doesn't sustain himself. I mean, it does because he's out in the daytime, but it's such a small portion of his magic, especially somebody like a Vlad or a Manfred or, you know, if you had a Necroc vampire. Like, they're not going to just crumble. They should rout off, or they should be unbreakable. You know, it should be challenging to kill a vampire. I feel like unless you're playing them, what was that, wound recovery time, right? Yeah, -4 turns, which, like,
Praise be to
I
Sigma.
don't know, that's not that great, seeing as he can still die right now. I mean, it'll be nice later, because I can just get him back super quick, but he isn't that right now. Oh, Devil Blade. I'll just make you a pretty potent combat lord. Steingart, get us some more money. And we'll get some rope.
Do not waste my potential.
Auto-resolve.
On march.
Skull kickers are gone. Ornery.
Let us begin.
Alright, let's search for the soul. Oh, let's play Sudoku together. So we've got one is knocked out here. Blue will go here. So yellow will go here. So this will be purple. So this will be a purple, either a purple 2 or a purple 4. So let's figure that out now. Alright. So we need, so this will be a 2, because this needs, then this will be a 1. So if this is a 2, then this has to be a 2. Correct? So purple 2. Trickster Shard, base miscast -20, wins magic +5, and the Trickster Shard. And 1,000. That's not terrible, but we're not going to put him in Golf Front because he's going to have better things. Alright, Empire's Finest, perhaps, would be the best thing to grab. No, Imperial Gunnery, so we can keep that mortar going.
Who calls?
We don't have enough to colonize Fort Soul just yet. Alright. I think we're good there. Now we've got 1,000 influence, or prestige, whichever. We've got 1,200 laurels. So we should be fine whenever the next event pops up. Alright. We got access to iron, move heroes to region of the dwarves, and carry out a successful assassination attempt. Do we have access to heroes yet? No.
I am ready.
Do we want to take Fort Soul?
I shall be victorious.
Alright. Let's hold off on that so we can rebuild Fort Soul first. Commandment.
All right.
Averland.
It is good to see
Could we
you,
please?
affirmative.
Thank you. That'll be helpful.
Zorn, what
Angren.
brings you
Can
before
we get a
the
trade
end of
agreement?
Nay.
Dang it, Pelagar. Payments. Offer. I'll give you all my money.
I think not.
Fine. Friggin'
Welcome, men of
Fragger.
the Empire. Very well.
thanks, Carrick here. Alright. That's probably where we're gonna be at this point. We're at turn 10. Probably go 5 more turns, go to turn 15. And then every episode from that point forward will probably be about 10 to 15 turns. probably should keep them right around the hour mark. Later on, it'll get longer, but I think we should be fine. Yeah, we're going to grant the halfling request. Okay. Historically, the region of Middenstag has been ruled over by Midland, but is currently under the control of Elector Count of another state. Boris Todbringer, the rightful Elector Count of Midland, has asked for your help in restoring his rule over his land immediately. Yeah, let's keep it Midling. So we've got 5 and 5, which is good. Yeah, Marius is going to be the one we're going to be able to confederate with first, most assuredly. And as long as we can keep him around,
I am the supreme
you know,
patriarch.
he is my favorite Elector Count, by the way, if anybody was wondering. I love Marius Leitdorf. I think he is incredibly funny.
Yes.
I like the madness. I think it's a good trait to couple his madness with the fact that he's just a brilliant tactician. You know, in his moments of lucidity. But I really do like him. I just think he's funny. And I think it's a real testament to how important he is when you read about him dying at the Third Battle of Blackfire Pass, and it I'll read this in just a second. Karl Franz is incensed by Marius's death. Like, he orders the charge to go kill the war boss there, and he doesn't have Deathclaw at that point. He's on a horse, I do believe, or he's on foot, and he takes on the orc war boss, almost getting killed in the process, but he does end up killing it. Marius was on his side. He was one of his supporters. So I always like that, those touching moments, especially in like the grim dark world of Warhammer Fantasy. Those bonds of fellowship between, you know, people are just cool to see. All right, the Grand Tour. There are a few better ways to attain political standing than getting the common man on your side. One possible way of doing this is a Grand Tour of the States, in which you schedule a cavalcade to travel from capital to capital, where you will address the masses on any and all matters that might concern them. Needless to say, organizing such a tour would involve calling in a lot of favors and pulling a lot of strings to achieve. Yeah, we're going to grab Imperial Authority, because why not?
You
All right.
summon me.
Let's... Do I have... Marius,
Sigma's
can I have
will.
military
By
access, please?
Sigma's will, indeed.
Thanks, buddy. Alright, that way I can just
The
go
Empire.
right to here. Yes, I get my spears, my Eldred's Guard. And let's grab another free company. And that's it.
I
Move
serve
Maternus.
Sigma.
There. Alright, 3 more turns. My goal now is to go take Grenstedt, give it back to Abraham, if I can get there before Marius. Because Marius has got, you know, he's got a full banner army himself, and Ubel Alderman has a pretty sizable army himself. Alright.
Do not
So let's
waste my
move.
potential. It is best to
Fine,
move.
that's not...
Step to it.
Waldmond von Messinghoff is at Grenstedt. It's destroyed, though, which is good. So he won't get any reinforcements. It'll just be Balthazar versus Waldmond.
What brings you here to this?
Oh, now you want a trade agreement. Oh, okay. Just what? I mean, it was in his... That's the thing. Like, it's in his favor to take the trade agreement. It's going to foster good relations. I'm making good money off of it. Why would I attack him if I'm going to lose a significant... Okay. The rival states of Ostermark and Midland have been Unable to reconcile their differences and tensions have bubbled over into full-blown war. Elector Count Wolfram Hertwig of Ostermark has declared war on Midland. What action will you take? Okay. Oh, that's his side with Ostermark. And it means civil wars prevented. Okay. So either I declare war on Midland and Ostermark's fealty goes up. I declare war on Ostermark and Midland's fealty goes up. Or Ostermark just declares war and Midland's fealty goes down. Well, Ostermark... Fine, I'll side with Midland. If you look at Ostermark already, you know, the vampires are going to push north. Sterling's already really hurting. See, that's the thing, like, sometimes the vampires are just, like, silly as all get out, and sometimes the vampires are just, like,
I am ready.
just this
Are you?
tide of
No
death.
peace, just war.
Oh, hey, Vlad. We'll fight this. Why not? We're gonna win it, but then we'll give it back to Averland. This is a good battle, man. I do like this like rocky outcropping that you can take advantage of as a defender. Obviously, it works better if you are the Empire because you have ranged combatants and you have choke points. But all right, let's move. Let's get these guys over here and these guys there. The mortar should be able to set up right here, right next to this little thatched roof cottage. The best kind of cottage. Nice little cottage, right on the edge. That's where I'd want to live.
Spot us the target!
No.
For hell
I like my air conditioning. Alright.
Crossbowmen! Reynolds aim! We're ready!
For Heldenhammer! On my command!
Here. You just start lobbing rocks in. Or not rocks.
At speed!
You know.
Quick march!
You know what I mean.
Taking position!
Usually set up behind them. Oh, you butt munches. Fine.
Moving out, sir! Great swords! My God!
Advance.
To battle! Moving now!
Trying to encircle me.
Yes!
Great swords!
Alright.
Quick march! Missiles at the ready!
Yeah, just fire on the zombies, why not? Okay, so they have decided to... I don't even know. They have decided to take a very awkward position.
Let us go!
They're gonna exit out the back and loop around. I guess if that's what they feel is the best,
Great swords!
more power to them. We're gonna set up our battle lines.
Go! Take position!
Alright. And we'll just fast forward at this point. I think by the end of Game 3, we will have all the electric counts. At the very least, we'll have 2 more. We'll have Boris, which has already been confirmed that we will be getting Boris. And I do think we'll get Marius. I think he's too much of a character to not be included. Alright. Yeah, you can find the defenders, but seriously, just like
By my will alone. Take
Weird.
the ground.
For the Emperor! We serve the
direwolves,
Emperor!
not great swords.
Free company!
My own hands on my hand. What are you doing, Mortar?
Form a ring of steel!
Alright,
Sigma!
so we should be pretty good here.
For Sigma! Fire! No!
Picking off these
Bring it
direwolves.
down!
Turn around. Oh, turn around.
Shoot them! Yes, my lord!
Balthazar. Balthazar. Nice. Devastating Searing Doom. Beautiful. Just
Spearman!
alright.
Weapons at the ready!
All except
Crossbowmen!
for
The Empire endures!
minus 60 armor. Yeah, perfect. Dropping it down to 38 armor. Just melted.
Charge!
Alright, how's everything else looking? Bad.
Spearman! Sir! Sigma call!
Everything else is looking great. Yet another Searing Doom dropping in through here. All these zombies roasted, picked apart. Balthazar engaged with Vlad. Not a place he's gonna want to be.
Outriders!
Alright, shoot down. Just stop running away.
Pick them off! To battle! For Heldenhammer! Finding range, sir! Yes, sir! Swordsman!
Oh.
Yes, General! Ready!
Not the prettiest victory, but
Great swords!
it's gonna be a victory nonetheless. Look at those shields, they're just beautiful.
My
Just
Ulrich's
beautiful.
wrath! Ready!
That's another thing with the vampires. Vlad, especially, should have access to state troops. He's an electric count.
Move again.
There's people that live in Salanya, and some of them actually enjoy living in Salanya. Vlad isn't as terrible a ruler as one might think. He does want to be a ruler. He doesn't want to just be, you know, he's not a necroarch. He wants people to be alive, and you know, you need people alive to feed. All right, Balthazar walked away from that, which is good. 153. Yep, great swords walking away with 153 kills. Gelt walking away with 113, and then smatterings throughout the rest. But everything survived, including the mortar crew in the end, which is good. That battle looked like I took a lot more losses than I actually did. I only lost just shy of, what? That's 2 3/4. Just shy of 2 3/4. All right.
Very well. I'll
Wand
move.
of Jet. Undeath Descendant. Now that's nice for Legendary Lord
Do not
to,
waste my potential.
to get that. Alright, when's that? 12. Alright. So, let's grab Imperial Gunnery and Rally. Grenstedt was returned. Their fealty went up. Man, getting into Schwarzhofen would be nice, but
Very well. I will do
I don't
this.
see it happening. I need to pull back. But Marius will appreciate that. Perhaps he'll be able to hold a little better against the vampires. Not that I really have anything else. I don't have any other targets right now. Declaring war on Wissenland might not be the worst. Their fealty only being 2. It's going to be really, really challenging to get it up. Unless they started losing provinces and I could just return them. But I don't see that happening. And yeah, confederating with Aberlin is really what needs to happen. So perfect. Ooh, cool. And I have access to warrior priests, and I have access to better cavalry. I've got some money coming in. All right. Gelt,
I am ready.
now you don't
Are
have to
you?
leave the province.
Praise Sigma.
Marius, your army's kind of poop. Ubel,
Provinces?
your army is also kind of crappy. Alright. He said skills? That would have been nice if I could have. The moot will be a target for us here very soon. Who's here? Saved Gorst. That's plenty.
Yes, my lord.
Alright. Then we'll push on Schwarzhofen. No, we're gonna push on Migdal Barak. We'll have the two electric counts push that way
Moving off.
together.
Yes, that will do.
Alright. Electric count. We're gonna put, of course, Marius back
Sigma's will.
as the electric count of Averland. I don't like that it does that
So?
because Marius would have had Mother's Ruin equipped, and now I have to wait a turn. Like, if I needed Marius in a battle right now, he'd be in a pretty bad position to do so.
The Empire.
Alright. Let's see, what can we get? We can get some more Outriders. Let's grab 2 Outriders and 2 Flatulence. Yeah, I know my funds are low. They're gonna be low, but we should be fine for now.
Praise be to Sigma.
Alright, let's look. Fester Spike.
Champion of the
Let's start
faith.
moving that way. We have to cross through Wissenland. Of course I do. Of course I'm gonna have to violate border treaties.
Sigma
Should have
is
seen
arch
that.
lector.
Gulk.
My
Galak,
journey
Blood Gorge.
begins.
Alright, Casper Stahlberg's there, right there in Schwarzhofen. He's gonna come over and probably try to attack Grenstadt next turn.
Interesting.
No, they want a peace treaty? You can have peace if you give me, well, I don't know, 3,000. Yeah, I didn't think so. Migdal Barak will be ours. And we'll start
The time of
our,
the Supreme Patriarch.
what do you want? Non-aggression? That's fine. That works well. And I can get Sterling on our side quickly. I think that's the biggest thing, is that even at this point, in this...
Your prestige
Oh,
grows,
wow.
my
That
lord.
helped out a lot.
News of your conquests spreads
Yeah, we're not
far
bankrupt.
and wide.
But even at this point,
Your
I feel like
developing power
Marius
is noted
should
by
have,
even the
like,
most
this warhorse,
distant of
like
kings
General
and
Horse.
bestial
Just
lords.
don't name him Daisy. I think it should be Daisy, and I think it should be an extremely good warhorse. Like, I don't think he needs the rest of this. I think he should have some interesting things throughout his repertoire. You know, this warhorse, again, it says just don't name him Daisy. Like, we need those
What does the
unique
Emperor
things
bid?
already.
The
They should have
nation
already been in the game, I feel.
I shall be victorious. Comet.
To the provinces.
Marius. Actually. You hit that way,
Sigma
buddy.
compels us.
No peace.
This
Just
should be an auto
war.
resolve. Of course, lost the mortar. Figured I would. Occupy. Got channeling staff. Alright. Bongo Barrage, get repaired.
True servant of Sigma.
Okay, now why are we
Go where I am needed.
taking attrition? We really shouldn't be at this point.
Praise Sigma.
Okay. Jeez Louise. 2 Cygors, bunch of Minotaurs. What's Averland's garrison look like? Not good enough. I'm gonna need like all of that to take that on. Alright. Take a peek around. No, diplomacy. Who do I have good?
The
Sterling?
Empire. By Sigma's
No,
will.
you don't want a trade agreement.
What?
In
When
these dark
Angren.
times,
And not
we should
aggression.
stand together.
I'll do it.
Good.
Who calls?
Midland.
Come then. Only Sigma's. So be it.
Alright.
Yes?
Wissenland, can I get a
Greetings on behalf of the
non-aggression
Empire.
pact and a
Now that
trade
brings you
agreement
here with a
with you?
sheathed blade. Of course.
Now can I get a trade agreement with you?
A weak order.
Alright. That was turn 16. We'll go one more turn. And that'll be it. Hopefully we can take the moot. Casper Stallberg's right there. If we take the moot, we can build the unique building in the moot. That'll provide, I think, growth across the empire, plus money, I believe. I think we get some good funding from it. Yeah, they rule. We'll take the money. Do nothing, because I don't have the ability to do anything. -5 growth is not a penalty that I'm afraid of.
I will go, protector of the weak.
Alright.
Onwards. I am the Supreme
Should
Patriarch.
be alright now. Albrecht Haupt Anderson.
Yes, my lord.
Ubel.
War calls. Fight for our nation.
I will
Oh,
marshal
Marius
the
in there
men.
too.
Step to it.
To arms.
Alright. If you have to move, we could return it for fealty, or we could take it. I think it would be better for us to secure it. Ooh. Ooh, Armor Fortress. That's really good. The moot. Yeah. So that's spices, wine barrels, growth for all provinces. I thought it gave us money too, but the spices and the wine are good resources to sell for trade. Let's prepare the moot. And let's get a weaving house there.
What does the Emperor bid?
The Emperor bids that you have inspiring presence and Emperor's finest. So his detail, he's fleet-footed, so he's fast, and he's got Strider.
Who calls?
And like, so Marius has perceptive. He, like, at the very least, give them a very, like, a unique trait just for them, and give us,
Yes.
like, a tiny little descriptive box. Alright, keep you
To battle.
here, fine.
You summon me.
Gelt. No, Gelt.
That will work.
Let's move you all the way to the border. Alright, we've got the ability to do the Council of Burgomeisters. Yeah, if I would have given that to Sterling, it would have bumped him up to 5, which is not, well, I don't know, that's not like anything that I'm
Now?
missing a crazy amount. Noble Sons. Yeah, Marius can take the Noble Sons. Alright, and we're going to leave it there. So thank you all for watching. If you have, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed some of my ideas. They may seem a bit rambly, but there's a lot of them up there, and hopefully they start a little bit of conversation down below in the comment section. Love to see and read what you guys think about, just, the state of sieges, the different elector counts and what they could use if we're not going to get them all as playable. I mean, I know, like I said, Boris is a shoo-in because we've already pretty much had him confirmed. But I think at the very least, add in Marius. There are other elector counts that are quite interesting, or just interesting characters. Elizabeth von Draken, the head of the College of Death. She rides a Carmine dragon, and just a very cool character. But who knows? There's plenty of legendary lords out there for all factions, and right now I think it's the Lizardmen that sit with the most. So hopefully by the end of the game's life cycle, we have at least the most important ones, and even the minor ones, like the elector counts, have at least unique traits and maybe a unique thing in their skill tree each. But that's going to be all from me. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I've been Father the Everchosen.